One of my followers yesterday said that it sounds like I need a break. And I knew as soon as that person said this, that they were not in the research profession. If you are in the research profession, you would know that there's no such things as breaks. And in fact, everybody will actually tell you that you're not working hard enough if you are taking breaks. And the requirement is that you should be working all the time. So I am sitting in my car right now and I have to run some errands. It is a Sunday and I feel guilty for doing that. Anybody that is in the research profession completely understands what I'm talking about. And they will understand what I'm talking about with the social norms where there is this one-upmanship where you say that I worked until 6 and somebody will say I worked until 7. And this is entirely baked in to the system. And what this does, particularly for junior scholars that are just starting out, is it gets to you. And you think that you can't escape. You think that you are the only person that's not working hard enough. You think that you are imperfect and that you are alone in this endeavor. Now, I have been doing this long enough that I've realized that I can give the middle finger to everybody in the entire norms that we have and say, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to take some time for myself, whether it is on a Sunday, which, oh my gosh, I'm taking time off on a Sunday to go do errands, to do my laundry, to maybe spend an hour with my kids. I think about those things in that all of those people that put the pressure on somebody. So I have a couple of emails that are sitting in my inbox right now, and I'm not responding to them on the weekend on purpose. Because if I do that, that sets a precedent for everybody else to respond to it quickly and as rapidly as possible. Now, I don't want to do that. I don't want people to feel bad about themselves. If I get to it, I get to it. But I also don't want people to feel bad about themselves and that they are not working all of the time. Because if you take a break, so this is what happens if you take a break. This is a sort of mindset, is that I'm going to fall behind. I'm never going to catch up. And I am not going to get the job that I would like. I am not going to get tenure. I'm not going to get full, whatever it is. And you know, the truth is, it's probably true. But I know for myself that if I don't take breaks and if I don't spend time with my family, I will be divorced. The divorce rate, I don't know what it is. I've tried to look it up. And I don't want to go there, but the divorce rate is ridiculously high in research careers if you actually get married, because the goal is to always do research and push away everything else. I would be divorced. My kids would probably hate me. And I would probably be much more lonelier, much more sadder than who I am right now. And I think about that. I think about the people that go through that. And it usually takes a moment where people will sort of abide by that. Maybe it's 5 years, maybe it's 10 years, whatever, in the culture. And then they look around and they think to themselves, is this what we are actually doing? Is this what it's all about? Some people continue to do it. And they think that that is the thing, but I think that is so unusual, so rare. But they set the standard, and we are set by the standard of what everybody else does. Now, if you look at averages across the board, you'll realize that the average person can't possibly do that, but that's not what we're compared against. We're compared against the one person that did make all of those sacrifices And I am more than amazed by those individuals that actually do that. But then that sets the precedent for everybody else. And for those of us who are incapable, I guess, of being able to do that, you know, it makes you feel like you never can take a break. You can never stop. And you are always in this moment of perpetual going forward, that there's always something. And there's also something else that happens, that you take a break. Let's say you take a break and then you get a rejection, or you miss an opportunity, or what is more likely to happen is that people say, hey, that person takes breaks. You don't want to work with that person because that person takes breaks. And you see that, and then you miss out on opportunities, right? So all of these things, they get to you. They really do get to you. And you realize that maybe I shouldn't be taking breaks. Maybe I should be working all the time. And then many people, including myself, we have moments of clarity where we look around, we're saying, what the hell are we doing with ourselves? I want everybody to be able to, if they watch this channel and they go through this, be able to give the middle finger to the rest of the world and say, I'm good enough. And I don't need to do this, but I choose to do it because I like certain aspects of it. And I think if we can get to that moment of realizing, hey, we could do this, but then as well, figuring out what are the things that cause us anxiety, that cause us moments of just feeling bad about ourselves. What are those moments that we just kind of can work on or ignore or just do something with, that we don't experience those things? I think that is a good journey to go on. So for those of you who take breaks on Sundays, give the rest of the world the middle finger. You are doing okay. You're actually probably doing the thing that you're supposed to do. For those of you who go on vacations, give the world the middle finger and say, hey, I'm good enough. This is my thing. I need that. I am doing this so that I become human again. I think about all those things. And I think about, this is the great irony that we have. So we have, at least in my profession, we study performance in organizations and how to make people perform better, how to, what are the sort of things to make us all work better, more efficient. The great irony is all of the things that we teach, we research, we see, we don't practice. It is such an irony. And I always look at this and I say, oh man, that is a load of bull crap.